But I'm more curious about like, what are your boundaries around working while you're away? Are you going to be totally unplugged?
I'm going to be totally unplugged. I also don't even know if I'll be able to, like, what I'll be able to access while I'm there. Because I'll have I don't think I'm going to get a VPN. Yeah. So like, I might not be able to access Gmail. I'm just planning on being totally unplugged. And that's something like, I feel comfortable with preparing for a trip in those terms. Like I have a process. I notify my clients like a bit ahead of time to prepare them. And like, so that I'm good with. And I'm just planning to be completely away from my business.
And because my little marketing brain is always going, I think it's also an opportunity for you to like show how cool you are to your future clients. So when they email you, you can say, I am on a month-long trip and I'd be so happy to connect with you when I get back, or here's how you book a consult with me. I won't be checking emails. See you when I get back. Like,
yeah,
that is so mind-blowing for people.
Like you can do that.
I mean, maybe it sounds silly, but a lot of my clients know that they're like, one of them was here for a retreat and said, so what's your big trip this year? Like they kind of, to quote a family member, nobody wants a boring life coach.
I love it.
So like you're doing something that's so cool, so out of the ordinary. You're not tied to your business. It's not your whole identity. And I think if you can share that, it often opens up possibilities for people.
I love that because it sort of like subconsciously part of my anxiety was like, I love both of these things. I love travel and family and like seeing where my in-laws were born and hearing more about their story. I love all of that. And I love my business and like serving people, but they were completely separate in my brain subconsciously. And I love like what you have sort of raised is like, maybe they don't have to be so separate.
I think that if you can, it speaks to your mindset that you're doing that. And I think that even people who may not be as familiar with like how believing in something and then making it real works, which is like what coaching helps people do. You see what you believed into reality and you decide if you like it or not. And if you don't like it, you start to adjust how you're thinking and what you're tolerating and what you're doing until you believed yourself into a new reality. And there's, of course, strategy and action and all the work that we have to do on this material plane. But essentially, like it does start with, is this person someone who can help me create something? Well, she's creating a month away, a month unplugged. She's created a business and a life where that's just what she's up to. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah. It's actually only 2.5 weeks.
Okay. Well,
there will be month-long ones in the future.
Okay. And, maybe you'll want to take some buffer days beforehand and after. And
totally.
Like, I think then there's the layer of how do we not stop the momentum? Well, the momentum is not going to stop. And then it's like, how do you support you emotionally and physically and energetically while you're stepping into a whole new space, literally a whole new time.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. I love that.
Do you have a lot in place to do that?
A little bit. Like part of the planning process is like creating a structure to take care of myself and my partner when we're both introverts. And so like part of that is making sure we'll be okay on the trip. And I don't feel, I guess I haven't like consciously put together a plan explicitly to be like, how do I take care of me? There are some things that I know work and don't work from past experiences. So
it's kind of also like, because you're not going to a place where you speak the predominant language, it's an opportunity for you to just like be present with yourself in a different way. There's not pesky words to have to be speaking all of the time. Like you can actually like be in your own energy bubble within that, and see what happens.
Yeah, I love that. And I think there's also like, I have a tendency to feel responsible for like, I don't know, like some of the experience, like taking charge of the experience when it's needed. Like I can also take the back seat. But with this, like there are things I literally won't be able to. Mm-hmm. So I think that'll be kind of interesting for me.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to hear about how it goes.
Yeah, I'm excited to tell you. So I'm curious, like, in your experiences with travel and with taking care of your business through the experience of travel, what is something you find like very easy and very difficult?
It's a good question. I mean, I mentioned, I think it's like a fine line because the coaching work that we do, it is really hands-on with people. And I think when I first started coaching, the thing that was difficult was like, I was very in with my clients and people would sometimes say to me, this is probably not good, but they would say like, how am I going to survive without you for 2 weeks? I don't know what I'm going to do. Like,
yeah.
While I was still navigating how to make sure that I was giving them really empowering tools, but I do a lot of thinking partnership and content work. Like I had to kind of get to a point where I wasn't building a practice where my clients like needed me or my opinion, because that's not what I was trying to ever do. But sometimes that is the dynamic people will attach to their relationship with you.
Yeah.
And so I think one of the things that was hard initially was like setting up those boundaries in a way. I'm always thinking about like, how does this support my client? Like, how does me disappearing for a month and not being available to them help them? Because I have a client right now who was talking about someone she was working with who like every other week was like going to Brazil or going here and going there, like was living their like entrepreneurial Instagram dream. And as a result, she wasn't getting the service that she paid for from this person because they were literally always on vacation or going here, going there. And so for me, it was like a lot about framing that when I come back from vacation, it's going to be the most fruitful week of your package, because that is when I am the most clear. That's when I'm going to have had time to digest what's been going on. Even though I'm not going to be consciously thinking about my clients or working on their stuff, a lot of digestion happens. And often those weeks coming back, to the point where I have a client who I worked with for a few years, she'll like show up after I've been away for 2 weeks and she's like, all right, I'm so ready. She's like got her pen. She's like ready. She's like, okay, give me the download. What are we doing? And over the years, I've started to realize that I actually don't need to go away to have that kind of impact with people. I've reduced my work hours so that and I don't work with as many people. So I try to always be nice and crisp. But speaking about vacations in a way where it was not about me, but it was really in support of the client through it being good for me, I had to figure that out.
Yeah.
And creating a practice where I'm not needed. And I think the way that I did that was I created a whole client library. So if someone would get stuck on something, there's literally a bunch of videos, topics. I have like 300 some odd podcasts. Like they could go to my website and search for what they're struggling with. And I probably have a piece of content for it.
Oh, that's amazing.
That also helped me mentally unplug. I was like, I'm not leaving somebody hanging with a relationship problem. I have a book. They can look it up.
I love that.
Yeah. What about you? Do you have anything that kind of comes to mind in that?
I think maybe similar. I think, yeah. I think similar. I definitely relate to what you're saying about like thinking through, oh, am I like who will be supporting them? I want to make sure that my clients feel supported, but I also don't want them to be to your point, I don't want them to become dependent on me because I don't think that's like necessarily a dynamic that's in their interest either. And I love the framework of like, how is this in support of them? Even if just like, particularly for the vacation, like rest and relaxation aspect of it, like if I am depleted, I am not going to be coaching my best. I you know, there are some things that we learn and tools that we learn that we can provide however we're feeling. And like, I'm not going to be as sharp as I would be otherwise if I'm feeling depleted. So like, I do need to take care of myself in that way in order to show up for my clients. I also think like, I want to normalize having values and valuing things beyond working all the time. That's something that I want for my clients. I want them to be, if they want to, I mean, if they don't, that's fine. But I want, and I think like to operate with as much integrity as I can. I want to be, if not leading that, like there are lots of people who do that already. Like I want to be doing it. I want to be putting it into practice because I think it's important to show people like other ways of being are possible, particularly as a coach.
Yeah, I'm with you. I hate that we sometimes are in this culture of like, you can only take a vacation when you're tired or when you're burnt out. And I sort of wear it as my out of office response email literally, I think says practicing what I teach.
I love that.
Like, I won't be responding to this email. If you have a problem with logging in or you need to change something or it's urgent, you can contact my team. And I have an email that all my team has access to when I'm not there. And then I try to practice what I teach because I don't know, like that is a big struggle for a lot of my clients is like, how do I unplug? How do I get away? I'm like, let me show you how. You don't have to be burnt out to do it. We take two weeks off the end of the year. I take a lot of time off in the summer. We go somewhere. We have an adventure, which I agree with you is not always a vacation. We have adventure travel, and then we have relaxation time, which is usually not while I'm away. But that's super important. I would be curious to hear about like, what are your travel essentials? What are the things like when you're away, you absolutely have to have with you, or routines you absolutely like can't live without? What are your tips and tricks?
Oh boy. Okay. The one that is like kind of so essential, it kind of goes without saying, is my Kindle. I like always have to have a book on me whenever I'm traveling. And I love having access to like mixed feelings about Amazon, actually like the negative feelings about Amazon, but like the Kindle is one of my favorite purchases ever. What was that?
I have one.
You don't?
No. So when you're like, it goes without saying, I was like, oh, I don't have one. Maybe I have to buy one.
You can sub it in. You can sub it in for book, but like, that's sort of how I like relax. And that also like, it's sort of a comfort thing. Ever since I was a small child, I would like carry a book with me wherever I went. Like, it's just something I had to do. So that I would say like good noise canceling headphones, eye mask, like basic things, but like trying to make an uncomfortable experience as comfortable as possible. And then I think one it's not like an object, but just I've noticed that I've had a mindset shift in like the past couple of years away from like feeling a scarcity pressure to see everything and to do everything, and sort of toward like my experience of the thing is more important than like the list of things that I'm doing. So when I'm there, trying to take care of myself so I have the best experience I can.
So good. Yeah, I think that that's one people struggle with. Like, it's a way of kind of making the trip a job where you're like, I have to because I'm an efficient person and I'm a business owner and I've got to like get out there and see it all and say I did it. And it's like, actually, you don't. There's
you really don't.
award when you get back on the plane that said you saw all the landmarks and did all the things.
Yeah. And I think my most cherished experiences traveling are like often, well, like eating the food. Yes. I love just like eating everything. But like wandering around and just getting a feel for the vibe of the place.
So good.
Yeah. What about you? Do you have any essentials? You mentioned the business class.
Business class, if possible, whenever possible. That has made a big difference to my quality of life while traveling and like how nice I am to my family for the first 3 days that we go somewhere. For short flights, I don't really bother, but like if it's going to be overnight or more than like 4 hours, if I can put my legs up, I'm really happy.
Yeah.
My pillow comes with me. Even if it's a whole other suitcase that we have to take because of it, that thing is coming. I have this like Therabody eye mask thing that's like, it's like heat and pressure and I'm a gadget person, but I get migraines too. And this has helped my migraines a lot. So I always have that when I'm traveling. I'm a big food person too. I don't really care about a museum. I care about like, if there's a Michelin recommended restaurant,
you're there.
Do that. I'd rather do that in a hike than see landmarks for the most part. Good shoes.
Same. Yes. 100% same.
I got these waterproof shoes when we went to Spain, and we did a lot of walking and a lot of hiking, and it was so rainy because it was like April, and I was the only one with dry feet, and I was really happy.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I just bought some waterproof shoes and I was like doing a lot of research.
Yes.
I'm curious. I'm sure people will be curious about what they are. We're not an advertisement.
No.
Okay.
I got Fessies. I have really narrow feet, so a lot of their styles don't work for my feet, but I got these, they're called Stormburst. Okay. And they like hug your feet. And so water doesn't get in. And I do like those, and I will buy those again.
Oh, good to know.
My kids don't have them, and my husband has a pair because they all complain.
You should have like a referral link or something.
Yeah. But it's great. I mean, like anything. I do sometimes still suffer with some like residual pain stuff. So, but I love to walk, and when I'm in a new place, I like want to walk everywhere. So, just having comfortable feet, and then like preparatory things, I try to always have a massage the next day when I get home. And I try to take a day off at the beginning and at the end so that I'm never feeling flustered, trying to get ready, and then feeling jet lagged and like not really here when I'm back.
I love that. That's one of the things that I was going to say that I don't know if I struggle with, but I haven't really put a lot of intentional thought into of like how to take care of myself when I come back from a travel experience that isn't necessarily a relaxing vacation. 'Cause I think when I was younger, I would just like power through and like the next day I'd be up and at 'em. And I feel
you get off the plane and go to work. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Like, 6 a.m., get off the plane, haven't slept on the plane. Totally fine. Yes. So not only am I like not really able to do that anymore, I also like the time that I spend with my clients, I have a lot of respect for that. It's not like I can really phone it in with coaching. So.
You can't be like, how does that feel?
Right. Flossing my teeth.
Yeah. It's always coming back to haunt me.
It is. We'll never forget that.
No teeth flossing.
But yes, so that I'll be interested in that. I do generally I always come back on a Saturday rather than a Sunday, or a Friday rather than a Sunday, so that I have time to adjust before the work week starts. But I think this experience will be illuminating like how I'm feeling when I'm back and what I need when I'm back.
Yeah. Or like, can you have some kind of a body work while you're away? Like, can you do something that brings you into the present? Like, can you sneak off to a spa for a day? Like, is there something that makes it at least one of the experiences something that's restorative and just puts you with yourself? I used to do that when we would go to Hawaii for a month. I would like go to one of the nice spas for a day and just be like, this is the one day where because when you're away for a month or 2.5 weeks, you're probably cooking. Maybe you are not doing that on this trip, but I was like, it's just like living in a smaller house with a different car.
Without any of the things like
with no
the comfort things.
And no help and no school. And it's like actually can be like more taxing. So having, I don't know, like some nice experience that maybe you can't have here.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so what would be your advice? You also, I don't want to put you on the spot. It's just a question that came to mind. Like, what would our advice be for someone who's maybe starting out their business and is like, I haven't put much thought into the idea of vacations or time off, and I don't really know like what to do. What would you advise them?
I mean, I think what you said about like starting with maybe like the cultural holidays that are important to you for where you live can be like just a really easy way to step into the stream, because if everybody else is taking that day off, then it's like not a big deal for you to do the same. It's hard because I mean, I also take Fridays off. Like I don't work on Fridays. And that's like really my reset day. That's my like deeper learning day. But making sure that like, if you're not taking a ton of time off because you're in the season of starting out and it's new and you're like trying to just get the money crank going, be like maybe a little rigid with your days off. Lock your computer in the office, lock it in another room. Tell a loved one to change the password so you cannot get in. Like I get coaching every time I go away. I always have a session a couple days before so I can like remind myself of my headspace and what I'm trying to do. Yeah. And I feel like I'm good at vacations now, but even so, asking for the support to stay present and not like telling yourself it's some natural skill. Because I think when you're a business owner, hopefully this is true for everybody, when you're starting out, it's you like love what you're doing. You're passionate about it. You're trying to make it work. It's exciting. It can be so hard to step away from like that excitement. And other people go on vacations and maybe they hate their job and they hate their 9 to 5 and they don't want to be there. So it's easy for them to unplug.
Right. It's an escape.
Right. So I would just not assume that it's going to be easy for you, but maybe try to find why it's necessary to have that time.
Beautifully said. Yeah.
What do you think?
I think I second everything you said. I would also offer, because I like to ask like philosophical questions that excites me. I would say like, what do you want to see in the world? Like, how do you want the world to be relating to vacations? And you don't have to like solve this before you decide whether you're taking MLK Day off or not. But for me, that's exciting. Like, and for me, that helps me identify a North Star in relation to time off or vacations that then I feel good about. And I feel like I'm operating with integrity around, because for me, like, I would like to see people valuing rest. I would like to see people taking care of themselves, and in a world where that's supported and encouraged, I would like to see people like feeling free to have adventures and to experience different cultures. Like that all really excites me. So in order to see that, like, I want to be a part of creating that. And so for me, then that helps me make decisions about vacations and travel. And yeah, so I think like, and also like, what do you want to see your clients have permission to do? because that's even a more like direct line from
Yeah.
you to your clients. Like, what do you want to model for your clients as it relates to time off?
That's such a good one. And I think even when you're thinking about travel, I'll just share a quick story. Was having a really weird I was having a really weird quarter. It was a really low revenue quarter. I was just like changing up some things in my business. And the aftermath of that was like just this quiet period that felt very scary. And I was invited to a trip to Greece with some coach friends who I had traveled with a few times. And I knew it was going to be amazing. We were like going to stay in a villa and it was going to be all incredible. But I was like looking at my schedule and looking at my bank account and going like, feels a little irresponsible to be booking this. And because I'm like, I like to travel business class especially when I'm traveling by myself for business to do this retreat. And I really like hummed and hawed about it. And my oldest kid was like, you should just do it. You should just buy the business class ticket. You should totally book it, because if you believe that it's all going to be fine, then this is how you prove it to yourself.
Oh,
and I was like, damn, little life coach. Like, she said it in like an 8-year-old way, but it was just like, I was just like, oh yeah, booking this is actually believing in my future. I'll be more mad when everything is fine in 3 months and I'm sitting in economy at the back of the plane, really uncomfortable, and I lose out on the full experience of this versus being comfortable. And if it didn't work out, I would have had one last hurrah, I guess.
Right. And you don't have to beat yourself up as well for making a decision from a place of believing in your future. Yeah. Like, that's something you can hold to no matter what happens.
Yeah. And it actually turned out to be a great year, and it was totally fine. And I felt like such a boss walking on the plane before everybody else. I was like, this was a gift from my past self, and I'm going to enjoy it.
I love that. That's so beautiful.
Okay. I hope you have an amazing trip.
Thank you.
Can't wait to hear all about it. And thank you.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for listening. See you next time.
Take care.